Hi there, it's your host Max, here from the one and only Food Info Network, and today I will discuss about the highly controversial subject of the myth that are genetically modified organisms really good or bad for human society? The focus topic for today is what is the GMOs myth about? In the recent years of the biotechnology industry rising to fame, there has been an extremely intense and polarized debate on the issue of genetic modified crops, whether they are panacea or poison, moving around our society all over the world. Both sides of this debate have given rise to myths, which obscure the truth about this complex, important, but poorly understood scientific development. But first, what is genetic modification? Artificial life can be made by moving genes across different species to improve an organism or to cause an organism to function in a different manner. Genetic modification, or GM, refers to the use of modern biotechnology techniques to change the genes of an organism, such as a plant or an animal. These life forms are known as genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. But why would we want to create such GMOs? Well, some scientists believe that GMOs can lead to the end of world hunger and can eventually lead to lower production costs of these foods. These two significant benefits can justify the GMOs aside, but this is only half of the story. Myth 1. GMOs will bring about the downfall of human society. The GMOs can lead to a society obsessed with perfection. When individuals first hear the term genetically modified organisms, these mostly relate this subject to genetic engineering and designer babies. Science fiction films, such as Gattaca, are based on the speculations of real-life geneticists that we may one day be able to design genes, such as an intelligence gene or a beauty gene. As a result, people think that this will lead to a society of perfection instead of a civilization that embraces the unique individuality of each person, to create pressure for individuals to conform to the highly subjective definition of perfection. And myth 2. GMOs are the salvation of human society. GMOs can have a better resistance to diseases and pests. Most GMOs have resistance to weather, diseases, and pests. A non-GMO, such as corn, is very vulnerable to surrounding risks. Genetically modified organisms can avoid this complication through gene replacement. When having this extreme privilege of weather, disease, and pest resistance, it will destroy all pests around the GMO crop, therefore making plant development uninterrupted. And perhaps the biggest claim of genetically modified organisms, GMOs, or superfoods, can eradicate world hunger. GMOs, says biotechnologists, have the obvious potential to eradicate world hunger with superfoods, such as golden rice, which has the attribute of increased nutrients. People must realize that these superfoods must work in tandem with non-GMO foods to succeed in these endeavors. Third world countries will now be able to produce their food in much easier and efficient ways. GMOs allegedly reduce the use of chemical substances such as pesticides and herbicides. Herbicides and pesticides produce chemical poison and contamination into surrounding water. We have been using this for about half a century. And with GMOs, we can reduce the use of herbicides and pesticides and simultaneously have pest resistance. And even if these myths are true or false, they will always be spread throughout civilization and will always stir debate. But when clearing up the myths and truths of this argument, we can finally allow ourselves to fully debunk the myth in a holistic manner. This is Max from the one and only Food Info Network, signing out.